welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Fulfilment, aka Mrs. Mom. So today I have someone really special, I think, who is changing someone who is changing lives on Twitter. I have Mr. Sam, aka 19 Day Without Sugar Movement.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so firstly, you went and did a marathon.
Yes,
Today.
I just came back from it. So tired, actually.
How was that?
It was good. It was good. So it's my third marathon. So it's getting better. Every time it's getting better. I'm getting used to the distance.
Yeah. And how do your legs feel while you're running? Like, is there a point where you feel like giving up? Is it more your legs giving up or your mind giving up?
Your body gives up.
Okay.
So for me, I think that happens like after just 36 kilometer mark.
Wow. Not like 5 kilometers.
No, I think 5, 10, you're running okay. 21, I'm still in control of my body.
Yeah.
36 is just like, what are you doing to me, buddy?
Sure.
Like, I'm tired now. And I think for me, like from 36, it's just my mind convincing my body, saying, you can do this, you can do this.
So your legs are literally like giving up. Your body's like done. It's just the
like,
mind.
I've got nothing to give you anymore, Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah. I want to start with your journey, how the movement started on Twitter. Okay. So you were overweight from your book. So Sam wrote a book called Life After Dieting. Yep. I just finished reading it and it's absolutely amazing. I couldn't put it down. You're supposed to read it in 3 months.
Yep.
I read it in 2 weeks because it's so good. And you talk about how you just grew up being a chubby kid, right?
Yes.
Yeah, eating everything and tried every diet there is.
Definitely.
So how did you get to that point where you decided enough is enough and sustaining that?
Yeah. So I think, funny enough, I've tried, as you read from the book, I've tried a couple of diets.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when I got to high school, I was a bit chubby, so I wanted to make it on the first team soccer team. I used to love soccer back then. And I left, or I dropped pap out of my diet, and I lost weight.
Really?
I didn't make it to the first team, but I was captain of the B team. So
okay.
That was my consolation.
Counts.
That was my consolation.
That
At least
counts,
something happened. But I mean, and then I grew up, and then I got married, my story is that I was happy and I started gaining weight. You know, because it was someone. I had a home cooked meal every day.
Yeah.
You know, and I could choose if I wanted 2 or 3 pieces of chicken. It's not like at home where like
your
you get one.
Nice. I think I'm a stingy wife. Yeah.
Or you have like one and it's done. You know, and I mean, when you do grow up and start being independent, you can buy anything that you want.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
You know, if you wanted donuts when you were at home.
You literally can go and, like I was telling Brendan, when you're young, you ask for McDonald's, or whatever. And then you've got your own money, you can just literally go on the drive-through.
And I think we just overdo it because it's like, I'm not going to say rice is at home. Like, I'm just going to get this Big Mac and get donuts on the way back home. So I think while growing up, it's you know, now I could have whatever I could have, you know, and I had a sweet tooth of note, you know, and I mean, I laugh at this because of the first year of our marriage, you know, my wife didn't want to cook. You know? And I said, no, we'll eat ice cream and sleep. And she goes, stop.
What? Ice cream?
That was my, like, I had a sweet tooth.
Not even a burger.
No,
like ice cream is good.
I think burgers, pap, starch doesn't do anything to me. Like, I love like sweet stuff. Donuts, I used to like get like every second day, probably I have donuts, cakes, sweets, chocolates.
Sure.
I used to love chocolates a lot. So I had a problem with my kind of sweet tooth. You know, we call it sweet tooth, but it's an addiction, technically.
Was it you who tweeted that? No, I think it was you who commented on a doctor's tweets that sweets are actually likened to drugs.
Yes,
the addiction.
So, definitely. So in my research to the sugar addiction, actually they did a test, like the same effect that cocaine has in terms of addictiveness to the brain is the same way, or the same effect sugar has on our brain. Because it's we get a high, and then we crash and we want that high.
And then you need it more,
You know, and then the cycle repeats itself. So I think just to let you know how I started with the movement was, you know, because I had gone through the yo-yo diets, you know, every year, me and my wife, January, New Year, new me,
new gym.
You know, and we start this diet, and then 14 Feb comes, we buy chocolate for each other, and then the diet goes out of the window.
Yeah.
You know, and late 2018, I was just reading a lot of personal development books and just wanting to understand how to change yourself as a person, you know, and make that change permanent.
So it wasn't about just physical anymore, it was just
definitely.
overall change.
Yeah, I think for me, and then that is the foundation of that helped me to lose the weight and keep it off. Because I think losing weight is easy.
Yeah.
In that January, you probably lose about 10 and then obviously get it back before Easter because of by 14 Feb we out of the diet.
Done,
you know, so for me was understanding what actually happens to your mind, to your body when you start changing, you know, and that is where I kind of started to see a recurring theme, you know, about all these thought leaders, behavioral scientists speaking about, you know, the change. Like to build a habit, you need 21 days. You need to do something consistently for 21 days. And for that thing to become part of your lifestyle, you need to do it for at least 90 days. You know, it is not a hard and a fast rule. Some people take more days, some people take less days. But kind of those are like the averages, 21 days for the habit and 90 days for the lifestyle. And I said, oh, okay, interesting. Let me put this to the test. You know, and last day, October, 1st of October, I said, you know what, I'm going to go 90 days without sugar. I'm going to document my progress and my journey on Twitter. Actually, on the 1st of October, I tweeted, guys, I'm going 90 days without sugar.
Were you big on Twitter at the time?
No.
How many followers did you have?
I had a shy of probably 900. Actually, when the year...
That's relatively...
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't... Nobody...
Yeah, it wasn't
like,
popping,
you know, definitely. The people that followed me is the people that I knew offline.
Okay.
You know?
You know 900 people?
Like work, you know, when you work friends, the people you grew up with, the people that you meet at an event and you start following each other.
Yeah, got it.
You know, so it's not like real people that you call every day. So just acquaintances. And a couple of people said, hey, we're joining you. Like 20 people odd. And the pressure was on right now because of now I put myself out there.
Yeah, you started this thing.
I'm like, oh man, this is my biggest vice, you know, and this is my biggest issue. And I just told people that, guys, I'm doing this challenge, you know, and I call it 90 days without sugar. And every second day, for me then, it was not about every day. Every second day or when something significant happens, I would tell the community and say, hey guys, today's my 3rd day, you know, I had this withdrawal system, I had this craving, there was an event at work where they served.
Just to be accountable.
And that, I think, for me, that helped me a lot because I had people expecting, Sam, what's happening with this? And I had a couple of people that I used to DM and check up on them and said, hey, what's happening with the no sugar diet? Are you coping? What's happening?
Did you ever get a moment where you're so tempted that literally you have something turning at your mouth? Because I have a sweet tooth too, and I've failed so many times.
That's okay. It happens.
I'll literally have a sweet and then I'll just be like, it's just a sweet, we'll start again tomorrow. And I'll be successful and then I'll fall off again or have a little sip of something. Did you ever have that, or was it 100%?
For me, it was like I made you know, a line in the ground and say, I'm doing this, you know.
No bubble gum? Because I have to take sugar-free bubble gum.
Nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. Like, anything that has sugar, I started reading labels of like, I would go shopping with my wife, and like, she'd probably buy her favorite cereal box or something. And like, hey, look at this, you know.
And sauces? So no sauces, nothing? Nothing. Fruits?
Fruits, obviously,
I still ate occasionally. Natural
I think I had a lot of fruits on my first month because I needed to deal with the withdrawal symptoms. But after the second month, I didn't need to have a lot of fruit. One fruit probably a week, you know, for me did the trick, you know, because of right then I started to get meal plans because I think what a lot of people struggle with is we say that you don't have sugar, and then if you don't have sugar, what are you going to have? Because
everything has sugar, especially if you're buying food.
Definitely. So I think I struggled a lot in the first month because I never had any meal plans. But from November, then I got meal plans because I had researched low carb diets, you know, low carb, high fat diets where, you know, you eat a lot of veggies, you eat meat.
You actually talk about you being on the keto diet. Are you still on the keto diet? And a lot of people ask about the keto diet, and I don't like to label, but I'd like to think we don't eat a lot of carbs or starch. We eat mostly veggies and meat. So I'd kind of like to think we're on the keto. What labels you to be on the keto diet?
I think a lot, as you mentioned, a lot of people do the meat and the veggies very well. And I think what makes the keto diet different is the fats. The good fats, obviously, because I think
apples, nuts.
Yes, definitely. Sprinkle for an example, in my salads, I stopped salad dressing and I'll sprinkle 1 to 2 teaspoons of olive oil.
I'd rather have broccoli than
it's not for everyone, right? And you don't have to get your fats that way. For an example, we changed, like at home, we changed cooking everything from with seed oil. And started cooking it with coconut oil.
I just did that. Yeah. Can I tell you, I've been cooking with olive oil throughout, and then I read in your book that actually I shouldn't be cooking with olive oil, and I just transitioned to coconut oil.
Definitely.
And the taste is the same. The taste is really the same.
There's not a big difference, even for moving from. But again, that is the price that you have to pay, unfortunately. You know, and I mean, for people who are looking for a cheaper option, ghee also works.
Okay, I don't know what ghee is.
We buy it in bulk at home, and we use it.
Okay.
We use it for anything that we need to fry or we need to cook.
So what I like about your book is that initially you don't rush people into exercising, because I think exercising is a struggle for most people. So I like how it's so segmented. I was my husband was asking me, so what is the book actually about? I was like, no, it talks about different things. It's more of a habits book than a losing weight book. So you start off by fixing people up in the kitchen, and then we get into exercising, and then you get into relationships and also the core of everything else. What made you do it that way instead of just saying, hey guys, just go and run, don't have sugar, blah blah blah? Cut to the chase.
The 80-20 rule, you know, because of losing weight or getting healthy is 80% diet and 20% in the gym. Because of, I mean, the gym, you go for 1 hour in the morning and you're done. But your diet is the other 23 hours, or let's just say 16, because the other 8 you're sleeping, right?
Sure, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, because you 16 hours, it's harder to control yourself for 16 hours than for 1 hour. I mean, I can go run for 1 hour, come back, I did and that's what a lot of people think, and that's why they struggle with losing weight or they struggle with being healthy, because of when they start their health journey, they start with the exercising. Right? They start with going to gym or start running.
That's what I did,
You know, because it's easy. It's easy just to go run, easy to go to gym, you got your 1 hour, you're done, and then 16 hours you eat everything under the sun, right? So I think for me, the biggest habit that will make ripple effects in the lives of people is learning how to control the eating habits. And once that is done, and that's why in the first month I emphasize, even on the email program and in the book, I emphasize get your eating right. Because of a lot of people on the program, they said, Sam, you know what, I started losing weight without even exercising.
Wow.
I was just eating a right diet. And because of what really makes us gain weight is the food.
I think the core of your book is make one small change.
Definitely.
And I like that, because I'm one person, if I'm starting something, I'm going to change everything. I'm on no sugar, no carbs, I'm running, I'm this. I want to literally take on everything, and then you fail in one thing, and then for me it becomes a ripple effect that everything fails. As opposed to just sticking to just one habit.
Definitely.
That can change your life.
And when I read about the building of the habits and making it a lifestyle, one key thing, and that is why we just focus on sugar. One of the key things that a lot of the authors mentioned was that when you're changing your life, focus on one thing. Because of, as you mentioned, you focus on 6 different things. For example, there's 6 habits, or like 6 habits that I speak about that you need to lose weight, right? Eat whole plant foods, exercise, sleep well, manage stress, decrease smoking, you know, and make sure that your relationships are okay. Those are the kind of the 6 habits that you need to work on.
It's your life, basically.
But when you start, you don't start working on the 6 habits. You choose one. And even when you choose eating healthy, choose one thing that you struggle with, or one thing that is a big vice in your life, and say, you know what, this thing I want to start up with. And it's not only about sugar. I tell people that drink water, 2 liters of water every day for the next 90 days. That habit, it's a psychological thing that happens in our mind, that, hey, I'm drinking water. Why am I eating unhealthy?
Exactly. But that's how I kind of feel with exercising. And this is part of Team 5 a.m. This is what Robin Sharma says, that if you conquer the morning, the rest of the day, you feel like, hey, I've conquered the morning. Why would I have a donut right now? I woke up at 5 a.m. I went to the gym. I had my first glass of water, whatever. Why would I eat this donut? Then all of a sudden, it's not worth it anymore. It
sets the tone for the day.
Yeah, for the day.
So and as you rightly mentioned that you know what, I'm not saying that start with I mean, eating healthy and making sure that your diet is clean. I think it's a quick, not a quick win, because some people find it very hard. But for me, I think focusing on one thing, like avoiding sugar, or making sure you don't eat after 7, drinking water, adding more veggies into your meals. Those are the small steps that you can start taking. And once you take those steps, as you mentioned, maybe going to the gym, it kind of sets
the tone. Intermittent fasting. Have you done it? Are you doing it? What's your take on it?
So as I mentioned, so when I started looking for meal plans,
Yeah.
on the keto, I learned about bulletproof coffee. You know,
Okay.
It's just a fancy word for coffee.
no
mixing
sugar,
it with
no
good
milk.
fat. Yeah, no sugar, no milk, but mixing it with good fats.
Oh, okay.
There's someone was asking me, like, my wife used to complain, like, why are you putting fats in tea?
So what fats are you putting in?
Good fats, man. I put in like grass-fed butter, and
in your coffee.
Yes, and
the coffee that you drink.
Yes, and
Doesn't it have like little things?
Yeah, always have that. And
Sam,
cleaning
I'll
up
take
was
my water.
cleaning up was a mess, right? Because my wife would complain about that. But I mean, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Because when I started, I used to do that because
Yeah.
of breakfast was a very big kind of a big meal in my life, so I couldn't just cut breakfast. But when I started off and doing
intermittent fasting.
that time I didn't call it intermittent fasting. I just learned about it later that, hey, actually I've been intermittent fasting.
Actually, I think, let me explain what intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is eating at certain hours. So it's basically you fast for certain hours and then you eat for a window period.
Yeah.
So I think the most common one is eating for 8 hours
Yes.
and fasting for 16 hours. So
Yes.
how I do it occasionally. 1 week I'll do it, 1 week I won't. It's easy for me. I won't. My first meal is at 12. My last meal is at 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your window period is 8.
And I think that creates your calorie, what do they call it? Deficit or something. To make sure that you don't take too much calories.
And I tell people that if you want to start intermittent fasting, it's not really about restricting the calories that you need, because your body needs fuel, right?
Yes.
Because people go on it and they used to have 3 meals in a day.
Yeah.
Now they have 2 or they have 1.
Yeah.
And they feel sluggish. They feel like the energy goes down. I would say continue to try to eat the 3 meals in that 8 hour. Obviously, as you go on, your body will kind of say, hey, I don't need these 3 meals,
exactly.
right? So intermittent fasting, it's our bodies when we eat, your insulin rises, right? Insulin is just simple terms. It's your body preparing to store food.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So whenever we eat, the insulin just tells your body, hey, food is coming. We need to store this food. So what intermittent fasting does, it helps you to store the food that your body does not use, so to say.
Okay.
So instead because right now when you probably eat like sweet stuff, your body will use that as energy, but doesn't use your stores or your fat stores, so to say. So that's why a lot of people lose weight on intermittent fasting, because of as they're fasting for that 16 hours, your body's not eating anything. So your body says, hey guys, there's no food coming, so let's go for the food stores in the body, and the first food stores that it goes for, it's fats. Or your body fat.
I get you.
Your body fat. And
is it good? Actually, I should probably get to this question, because a lot of people say, how can I lose belly fat? Now, I learned from Jonita that you cannot, what does it call it? Spot reduction.
Yes.
Can you tell the people how that works? Because everybody wants to lose the belly fat, but us ladies, you don't want to lose the hips, you don't want to lose everything else, but you want to lose the belly fat.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't lose fat in one part of the body. Your body's connected.
Did you guys hear that?
Right. So when you lose fat, you lose it everywhere. Unfortunately,
it's the sacrifice
that you have to make. But the good part about it, when you do strength training, you can train certain part of the bodies to be bigger. As we were mentioning, for example, runners, you find that runners have a lot of skinnier legs because they're losing a lot of weight on their legs because they use their legs a lot. But bodybuilders have like well-rounded bodies because of actually they strength training their bodies where they're building muscles. You know, so so what I normally tell people, because on the 90-day movement, I get people saying, okay, Sam, you're saying 90 days without sugar. I don't want to lose weight. I want to lose belly fat, and I want to keep all my goodies intact. And I tell them that, you know what, still go on a calorie deficit diet or low carb diet, but instead of doing a lot of cardio, focus on strength training.
Oh yes,
because that would define your body. Muscles looks better on the body than the body fat.
Exactly.
So focus on your if you want to have a flat stomach, 6-pack, whatever. Focus on your exercises that works
strength
out
training.
your lower body.
Your hip.
Definitely.
Sam, how do we make this a lifestyle? So eating clean, it's easy to say everyone can go on a diet, everyone can start something, not everybody finishes, and that's what differentiates those who are successful and those who don't. How do we make it sustainable, fun, and not feel like you're missing out on life?
So I think for me, the most important part of the book for me is the consistency series at the end.
But you talk about consistency like everywhere. I feel like on every second page, you just like, remember to be consistent.
And you know, because someone actually asked me, okay, Sam, I do the 90 days, what happens after 90 days? You know, and I tell people that if you're at your weight goal, 80-20. Keep it clean. Eat clean for 80% of the time, and then 20% don't go wild right now.
But have your pizza.
Yes, like right now I'm gonna go to a wedding. I can have something that I want. For an example, if obviously I'm on the 90 days right now, I can't do that. But I'm just saying, if I was not on the 90 days without sugar, joining the community that's doing it,
you just go and have the cake or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever. Like I had cake for my son's wife on September, actually last month. It was my wife's birthday on the 9th, and on the 18th was our anniversary. We had cake on both days. But the other days I kept it clean. You
know what I've learned? Food is not a reward. And we think that food is a reward, and that's why for everything we want to keep having. But here's what I also got. Why we enjoyed McDonald's or sweets when we were younger is because it was in moderation. Our parents gave it to us sometimes. But now we've made it like a need instead of saying, okay, you know what? I actually feel like a piece of cake. Let me enjoy it. Now we don't even enjoy it anymore because you have it literally every single day.
Yes. So and that's why I say 80-20. Keep it 80-20 and keep it clean, because because the problem is that people go on diets, lose the weight. After losing the weight, they go back to their old lifestyle. They go back to their old habits.
And then it's now times 7.
They gain all their weight with change. You know. So I would advise people continue eating healthy. And I think one of the things that really worked out nicely for myself was set long-term goals. So for example, for me, when I started my journey last October, I set a goal that I want to run the Comrades. And it was not really about the Comrades. The Comrades, for me, it is not that important. It is that goal. I think it's Jim Rohn who said it very well. He said, when you set a goal, don't set a goal for what it will give you. Set a goal for what it will make you become.
The process.
The person it will make you become. So in me training for the Comrades, in me wanting to run the Comrades, I have to get fit. I have to improve my pace. I have to eat healthy. You know, like for example, in winter when people was like, hey man, it's too cold. I woke up and went to gym because I know in my mind in the next 2 years I want to run Comrades.
But that's the most important part of the goal, the process, the journey. That's where all the unlearning and the learning and the becoming happens. But now, because we're the microwave generation, we want to skip the process and get straight to the results. And then you miss everything you're supposed to learn on your way.
Definitely. And what I've learned, just to add on that, as you mentioned, you know, we like shortcuts and quick things, but that takes us long. Because if you do shortcuts, you lose weight, you gain it again. But if you just learn about habits, focus on one habit, change all the other areas, that is the shortest way, because you don't have to redo it.
Exactly. How has a change of lifestyle impacted your relationship with your wife and your career?
I think for me, it has probably brought us closer. I do say in the book that, you know what, find ways where you can not force, you know, where you can gently involve your other significant partner. If you're married or you have a relationship, like she takes my before and after photos. You know, I tell her about the races and everything. It's kind of like a thing that brought us together. Actually, she doesn't like running. I love running. She likes going to the gym, as we were speaking earlier on. But I mean, the other day, it was like a day, and we went for a race. We didn't run, we walked.
Wow.
And we connected.
Imagine.
Yeah, we walked for like about 1 hour, 20 minutes, and you know, there's no phone, there's no disturbance, it's just the both of us. And we reconnected and we spoke. Actually, our 5th year anniversary was coming up. And we spoke about what we want to do for the next 5 years. You know, and those things are the things that I think if I didn't start this journey, it will be hard for me to maintain that, because we're very busy in terms of our time. So in terms of that, it improved my relationship at home. And in terms of my career, I think when you start working on your habits and start working on yourself, I don't know what happens, but your confidence just skyrockets.
Like you just become this person. I get
it. So I work in a sales environment. I need to do a lot of presentations and do a lot of meetings with C-level and important people. You know, and at times you do doubt yourself. You know, because of you're young, and then there's this 50-year-old executive that you need to convince to buy the software. And I mean, once I started that, I started to to be confident. And another thing that used to happen when I was still consuming a lot of sugar was that because of all the spikes and because of I wasn't getting enough sleep, I'd blame it on I'm very busy. Right now because of Team 5 a.m. Up past 9, I'm in bed.
You can't be busy,
Up past 9, I'm in bed. I need to get my 7 hours.
Yes,
so
definitely.
My sleeping patterns have really improved.
Yeah.
And that has really improved my energy during the day.
Yeah.
I don't sleep for meetings.
Yeah.
I'm awake. I'm alert.
You've got energy.
Yes. I don't need another fix to get me up again. So it's a lot of things that actually happened.
The lady who gave a testimony, I think she was a bigger lady, and she said something very important. She said going back to confidence, she said that before, like, she used to feel like, who wants to who wants to listen to the fat lady? And we're not fat shaming. These are her words. Yeah. Who wants to listen to the fat lady? And then she also said something. She said, and I think about it, if someone, I think it was her, she said, if I can't control my own life, the things that I eat, and be in control of that and manage that properly, how can I control a client's work? Yeah. So it's like it's a whole effect on life. Yeah. And you write about confidence. I feel the same way. Since I started waking up at 5 a.m., I'm in control of my time. I get so much done. By 12 o'clock, I'm done with everything. I'm literally ready to go home and play with my child.
It brings structure in your life. It brings structure and it brings clarity. Yeah. I think a lot of people, once they start working on their health, I was actually speaking to another person that she told me that she's going to use the 90-day principles for her spiritual life, which is going to read one verse a day. Yeah. For 90 days.
Exactly.
It's working out. That is bringing her closer to God. She was telling me that, you know what, I'm doing intermittent fasting, I'm losing the weight. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing for me is that I'm getting closer to God. Imagine. Which is very important because of it. It's not just about health. It's about when you work on yourself, when you work on your body, when you work on eating healthy. Because of right now, you're actually honoring your body now because of you giving your body the right fuels. You're not giving it empty calories. It's like, we putting sand in a car and expecting it to drive. It needs petrol.
Exactly.
In order to perform optimally. So you're putting healthy fuel in your body and you're taking care of your body. So after you master that habit, you're looking for other areas to improve.
Where you can get better.
Your spiritual
next year
life.
You're doing finance, right? You promised, Sam. You promised. You need to keep it.
Yes. So the thing is, with me, what I like doing, I like testing it out and then teaching it.
Okay. Are you still in the testing phase?
Next is testing.
Come on.
Let me test it for 3 months, and then I'll start teaching. Because it's very dishonest to teach something that has not worked for your life.
Mastered
so for me, it's very important that I need to master it, to do it, and then I can tell people, hey, these are the results I got.
Yeah. What has been the most fulfilling thing about starting the movement on Twitter?
Oh man, I think for me, someone was asking me, are you getting paid to do this? And I said, not yet.
Love that. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. It's coming. It's coming. I know it's coming. It's going there. But I told them that my payment is, for example, that testimony yesterday. It like literally brought tears to my eye. Shared it with my wife. I'm like, this is the best day, not because of I closed the deal at work. This is the best day, not because of bought new shoes, whatever. But this is the best day because of with what God has put in my hands. I help someone to change their life.
And that's it.
For me, that's payment. I tell people, like, you know what? You taking the principle and using it to change that in your lives. The feedback and the testimonials that we're getting out of it. For me, that's payment enough. Where, I actually wrote on my birthday. I wrote the things that it's like a bucket list. But the things that I'd really want to do before I leave God's planet. And one of the things that I wrote actually was like, I want to publish a book. So funny when I wrote that, no book was in my mind. But anyway. But one of the things that I wrote there, I wrote that I want to have at least one person say that I impacted their lives.
Wow.
And since I wrote that, like,
it's like every day.
Like almost every day you have someone say, man, you impacted my life. This, I thought it was about the weight. I thought it was about the weight gaining. But right now, my job is getting better. Right now, my business is getting better. Right now, my planning is getting better. Right now, as that lady mentioned, my family is getting better. And that for me is the fulfilling. I think it's my heart is content when a person can say, you know what, you've impacted my life.
What's the power of writing things down?
Oof. Like you're asking all the difficult questions.
Well, you just mentioned it that you wrote down and things come to pass. Look, and I always tell people that write it down.
Look, I don't know what your first car was. When I bought my first car, I saw it everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, where are these cars
all of a
from?
sudden,
Like,
it's just-
where were they last year?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but what actually happened? Those cars were there
All
all the
along,
time.
yeah.
But you didn't tell your mind to focus on the cars. You know, you were focusing on any other thing on the road, but except the cars. But right now, because you're driving a red car,
Yeah.
you see all the red cars that
Yeah.
look like yours because
Yeah.
of your brain is actually focusing on that. So the power of writing down things or writing down your goals or writing down, that's why I like asking the community every Monday or every Sunday, what are your goals for this week? Because
Your
of
why.
Yeah,
You talk about the why.
It's very important because
Yeah.
of once you write the goal, once you write that, I want to write a book, for an example, your mind literally starts looking for opportunities for writing the book.
3 books everyone needs to read.
Okay, for me, the Bible, I think
Okay.
it's very important.
Yeah, number 1.
And I'll be very biased in
Yeah.
terms of men.
Yeah.
I think a book that really changed my life that my mentor recommended was Maximized Manhood
Okay.
by Ed Cole.
Okay.
You know, but I'll give you 4 for the ladies but I think it's very important that the ladies also read it.
Everybody needs to read.
Definitely,
Yes.
but I think it's
Okay.
it's more important that men
Okay.
read it.
Okay,
Because I
cool.
think it speaks about manhood. Because I think with what's happening these days, you know,
Women need to understand what's happening.
yeah, and also us as men, because of
Yeah.
I mean our roles are like transformed and changing.
Yeah.
You know, what made or what validated my manhood 20 years ago is not the same thing that validates my manhood now.
Yeah.
You know, and that book I think is timeless for me. You know, I try to read it at least once a year.
Okay.
You know, to just repeat the lessons. And I think the third one for me is probably the granddaddy of habits, seven habits of highly effective people.
Okay.
By Stephen Covey. It's
Okay.
for me, I love the book.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll give you the 4th for the ladies who don't want to read Maximize Manhood. I think for me, the 4th one, can I give you 5?
Okay. Go for it. Go for it.
Because I mean, it's kind of a tie, right?
yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
a tie. The 4th one is the Power and Principle of Vision
Okay.
by Miles Monroe.
Okay.
Actually, he gives you a structure on how to write down your vision, your why, your strong why. And the last one, or the number 4, it's 2 number 4s.
Yeah.
So I give you 4. Is The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren.
Okay.
I think those are the 5 books that have really impacted my life.
Who inspires you?
Really inspires me.
Yeah.
My wife.
Your wife. Okay. Which quote do you live by?
Me?
Yeah.
Obviously, the habits code.
Give it to the people.
No, I think the quote that I live on is knowing why you do everything.
Knowing why you do everything.
I think it's very important, and where the name Sam the Challenger came from was not only because I give people challenges on Twitter, but I think that is very important for me because I want to challenge the status quo. And I mean, there's a lot of things that got handed down to us, but we don't know why. You know, and I'll give an example of food. I know everybody had a meltdown when I said Papa was not.
I know.
You know, it was not. It was not the stable diet of our ancestors.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it came because of colonization and everything. But I think when you start questioning and saying, why are we doing this thing? Are we doing it because everybody's doing it?
Or
Are
do
we-
I actually, have you made the conscious decision that you want to do this? Yeah.
So I think for me, that is the biggest thing. When I do something, and I always remind people around me, like, why are we doing this? You know, are we doing it as culture, is the world or people, you know, putting pressure on you? And it's very important because of we end up going with the flow, but the flow doesn't resonate with your internal value system, you know. And we just need to question a lot of things that we do.
We do.
You know,
we do.
not a lot of not outside, but
Yes,
it's like why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why is marriage being done like this? Is there a way to improve it? Why do we work? You know, all those stuff,
We
all
do,
those
we really
things. I
do.
think so. For me, it's getting to the root,
Yeah.
understanding
yeah.
why.
Yeah. Last question for someone who is just really struggling. Someone who's and I'm one person who struggles to take complaints. I switch off. I get irritated by complaints. I get irritated by excuses. I have a no excuse hashtag lifestyle. But for people who really are in that rut, who just have excuses, not because they want to, but they've just gotten into that thing where there's an excuse for everything. How do you get them to change their life? What do you say to them?
I think that's a tough one.
It is.
You know, because of changes, it's the door of change can only be open from the inside.
Ha.
And I don't, you know, even on the movement, I don't tell people to change. You know, and that's why I like telling even the people who are following the movement is that when you see someone taking sugar, don't go to them like, hey, there's a lot of sugar. Yeah. don't do that. You know, obviously you can tell them the bad effects of sugar, but don't force change on people.
Love that.
Because people will only change when they want to.
Love that.
Right?
Love
they will not change because of new information or whatever. So for me, I would say, do you want it for yourself? And that is the first question I ask anyone who's joining the 90 days without sugar. And that is why you need to get your strong why.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. And that's it.
Why is it important for you?
Just the why. Yeah.
Because this is gonna get tough.
I actually have a testimony on not forcing people. When I started my journey, my husband was like not at it. When I was pregnant, we got fat together. We're like, we're getting fat together.
Also gained fat.
Yeah, we're gonna lose the fat together. And when it was time to lose it, he was just not interested. Yeah. And I would get so irritated. I'd get angry. I'd like literally saying, yeah, you're not fair. Literally try force him to go to gym, force him to eat clean. And it didn't work. And then I let it go. And then my life started changing.
Yes.
My career, my mindset, my body, the way I feel. And he hopped on. Yeah. And he's been on for 3 months. My mom just hopped on. She's a runner now. My sister. Everyone is joining, not because I'm literally preaching it, but my lifestyle, my life just tells the story.
And here's the thing. They're doing it for themselves.
Exactly.
It's not something that you force them down their throat.
Yeah, it's not about me. It's about them.
So for a person like that, I would say that, you know what, analyze your life. What do you want? You know, if you want to change, here are the tools.
Yeah.
We have a free email program for you. We have a book for you.
Use it.
You can use it. But if you're not ready to change, and I tell people, someone comments on one of the tweets that I sent for or that I advertised the emails on, and said, hey, I don't want to start now. I'm like, take your time.
That's okay.
There is no rush.
That's okay.
Take your time, and when you're ready, then
you will join in. Sam, on behalf of Twitter, I just want to say thank you. You've changed so many lives. I've started running because of your running challenges. My entire family is running. The whole sugar thing, I've integrated it to my October challenge. And man, your work is honestly beautiful. And I love that we're changing generations.
Yes.
We're changing lifestyles and changing so many things.
Definitely.
So thank you for coming through, even if your legs are like falling apart, but you still made it through.
Awesome. No, thank you for having me.
Yeah. And guys, and that's it. I hope you guys follow Sam on Twitter. Make sure you get his book. Like I said, I read it in 2 weeks. You're supposed to read it in 3 months, but it's just that good. And yeah, let's change our lifestyles. But if you're not ready, it's okay. If you're ready, you can jump on, follow us on Twitter, and we can give you all the tools. God bless you. I love you a lot. Take care.
Awesome.